Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday night. It's Wednesday already. So, welcome to tonight's messages of love from above. And as always, so excited to see what Spirit has for every one of us for the readings that come through. Before we get into the readings, I do want to send love out to the world because unconditional love is the answer to every question, right? So, if you want to join me, whether you're watching live or on replay, we can all join together outside of space and time, multiply that love to the world. So, I'm just going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now, and just allow that love to flow into our own heart, fill us up, and then overflow out to the world. And if you yourself are in need of unconditional love in this moment for your heart, for your mind, for your physical body, for a situation in your life or a loved one, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. And before I get into the readings, of course, I always like to make sure everyone knows that every 2 weeks I do have a reading for some giveaways for personal recorded readings. And the next one is coming up here on Sunday, my birthday. So here is the link to that video if you want to check it out. If you want to enter that, just watch the video and make a comment there. Also, had a new pick a card that came out really early this morning at midnight my time. Um, and let me just post that here. And here is the link to that. It was what does Spirit want you to know about what you are fearing to lose? Ooh, so it was an interesting one. So I like that. So those are the two that I just want to mention here. Won't get into posting a bunch of those. Of course, if you want to check those, any of my videos out, if you check out my playlist, I put out a ton of free content. So let me just pop out the chat here. Maybe I'll try that again. There we go. And make sure I have that set right and shrink it down this screen so it's not covering up everything. Oh, and you can see my little trim there. Let me fix my camera. There we go. Much better. All right. So glad to see you guys. Many blessings here. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, what I do is I go down in order in the chat, first come, first serve for the free readings. So all you do is put your question out there. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you need, and we'll just pull cards on that. Otherwise, I go down in order. If you make a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I step outside of the free readings, prioritize those and complete them. And then I step back in line where I left off for the free ones and continue going down the list. How you can donate, there's the little super chat, little dollar bill at the bottom of the screen, which they take about a third of all you donate. If you want to donate another way, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. If you check the pinned comment, it has links for those. And then also in the description box of the video. So that's how that works. I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Neptune, for your donation. And we will start with you, and then we will jump into the free readings. So good to see you. And you want to know, how did she feel yesterday? You felt so bad that you couldn't reveal your identity. Did you have your superhero mask on? I'm just kidding. That's what immediately came to my mind. Do. You were too fast. All right, let's take a look here and see, how did she feel yesterday? What does Spirit want you to know here? Anything else? All right. Let's see what we got going on. Wow. Well, you've got some major arcana coming in here, which means it was a significant um, awareness, a significant interaction. Because you have the high priestess here, and the high priestess is all about intuition, gut instinct. She's able to connect to the moon and go behind the veil and dive deep. So I feel like she is very intuitive, and I feel like she sensed energy. She sensed something was there. Um, Also, you have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is like the truth seeker. They enter this labyrinth, and these work so well together because this is about spiritually connecting to the higher realms and diving deep to try to find out what their truths are. What are they truly seeking after? So there is this triggering, and they are. Uh, just thinking about what just happened? What did I just pick up? What's going on? But there's this is what they're going on in their life right now too. They're trying to figure out what they are wanting with their life from like this high priestess kind of point of view. So you might have sensed that they were kind of holding back, or that they're kind of not like overly engaged because they're really internally focused right now, which makes sense here, of course, with the temperance card. This is the patience, the balance. Things are taking time to unfold. So as you said, you were too fast. It's like it's on hold. They're doing this, and so you're waiting for that to finish anyway, while you also look within yourself, right? So there's this tempering that's going back and forth within yourselves, really enhancing and moving yourself to this higher place inside. So they're poking both of you, inward and upward, inward and upward, because like attracts like. And so when we are in a lower vibration, we attract lower vibration. When we're in higher vibration, we attract higher vibration. And so right now they're not wanting you to both attract lower vibration, because you've done that, right? You've done that before and you've gotten that, and it's not fulfilling. What you are wanting is this Four of Wands. You're wanting this, you know, this is the marriage card, the balanced energy, balanced on both sides. This beautiful joy, joy, joy. This is what comes to both of you. Maybe not together. They're not going to show you that right now because they're not wanting you to focus on other people. They're wanting both of you to turn inward and upward, right? So that's what they have going on here for you. I know, right? That's what they wanted you to know about the situation. So you don't need to feel bad. It's not time for the reveal, right? It's time for you guys to stay inward so that you can grow that self-love, raise that love vibration, so it takes you into that beautiful, glorious, more area instead. So that is what they have for you, Neptune. So many, many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. And I really enjoyed doing your personal reading. So thank you so much for your love and support. I love you very much. So many blessings to you. All right. I think that is all of the donations. So we will go to the top and make our way down for the free readings. And that energy is already flowing. I am warming up. Woof. All right. So let's take a look here. So first up for the first free reading is Rishi. Hello, hello. I am doing well. I had a lot of good rest, a lot of great conversations with a bunch of different people over the last 2 days. Even though I'm not here live, I'm doing a bunch of other stuff. I'm just not in on live on camera, but some beautiful things. So thank you for asking. I hope you are doing well. You'd like to know, why did your ex move on at the speed of light? after your breakup. You crack me up. You're so funny. Well, let's take a look here and see what was going on. What was going on in their world. And then I'm going to pull one card because we always have the physical reason, the human reason, but then there's always the higher up above reason, right? The real reason underneath the surface. So let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah, they had 3 major arcana. So this just tells you, I mean, they're interrupting the telling you about the human side to go, this was designed, because here the devil card is the shaking and the rattling and the rolling of her own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about life, about relationships, about themselves. And so their life was being shaken and rattled. And they had these ideas of what does the wish, what does the dream come true look like? And when they're unhappy on the inside, which, that's what happens here when they're feeling trapped, they are looking for love outside of themselves, not finding it what they're looking for, because we can only find that within our own selves anyway, right? So she was looking, and she was like, "I'm not happy. It must be you that's not making me happy." So they're like, "Because I have that dream is out there somewhere," and so they moved right into sensuality. They moved right into another relationship, another, like you said, she, immediately a new birth, but she's not happy there either because until we're happy on the inside, we're going to keep on hopping and hopping and hopping, thinking, well, you're not making me happy. You're not making me happy. You're not making me happy because wherever we go, there we are, right? It's like if you're unhappy in a job, and you keep on going from job to job to job, and you're like, why is all these people so mean and these jobs suck? It's like, well, there's a common denominator, right? When we jump and jump and jump from relationships, it's like, oh, this is something about me. So let me look into me and go, oh, this lessons are happening for me. So that's what's happened. That's why she moved on so quick there. And the higher reason, the 6 of Cups here, this has to do with their memories, their nostalgia, their just the emotional memories that they've had. So they've, from when they were younger, when they were children, they just were taught to look for all of this wholeness and this completeness outside of them. And they, were promised, like all of us, all this long list of rules and stuff of when you find this, you're going to be happy, and it's all out there. And they didn't teach her to look inward. They were just pointing outward, 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 like from generation to generation, generation. So she just only knew how to act the way that she was thinking, in the way she was taught, like all of us. And so that's why she did that. She was unhappy on the inside. So you could never have made her happy because she wasn't happy here. And I imagine if she's still with the next one, if you're keeping tabs, stop stalking her. But if you're keeping tabs, it's like they're not any more happy on the outside than they were. If they found some inner bliss, then they might feel a little more happier. But it's about their inner journey anyway. But that's what they have, Rishi. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. You are very welcome, Neptune. Glad that resonated. All right. So continue down with the free readings. And Anya Ahuya, you are up next. You want to know, does Igor have a crush on Ateshi? Ooh, well, let's take a look here. See if Igor has moved outside of himself at all. I think before he's been all about inside his own head. Let's take a look here. All right. Let's grab this other card here. There it is. Well, it does seem to be that they have this emotional movement going on. So whatever was going on, they were stuck in their head before. It feels like they've kind of stepped out because with all three of these, they have the Magician card, which is the divine masculine action, action, action energy. The Knight of Cups is movement of emotions, still questing after love. And because of that, I don't feel like they have a crush just on Ateshi. I feel like there's three things going on here. So this either represents when the Three of Cups comes in around a crush on someone, it usually means there's a triangle involved, like someone and they like two people, or maybe they're even have interest in three. It's like they're really driven now. Whatever's going on in their life, they're driven to find love and emotion, and they're just, um, I don't feel like they know what they want. And so they're just like, I want it all. It's like a little kid in a candy store. So I don't feel like it's specific to them, but they're one of possibly two or three. So yeah, you're like, well, I want to be a special cup. I don't want to be a cup in a cupboard with a bunch, right? So, but that's what they have for you, Anya. So hang in there. Sending you lots of love. All right. So Hogwarts Failure will be the next free reading coming up, but I do have a donation from Christy. Hey, Christy, thank you so much. I so appreciate your donation. And you like a general reading? Absolutely. You're welcome a ton. Let's take a look here. I do want to pull, I do want to pull a divine guidance oracle here for you first. Let's take a look and see what they have for you right now. I love these. These are one of the decks I call a spiritual ink blot test. So whatever you see in the card is a special message for you, and then I will read from the book too. So we'll try to do this without too much glare on there. They're very glossy. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful fractal imaging. And card number 40. Oh, wow. This is called the Om, like the Om symbol. So the meaning of this card is twofold. Firstly, it's calling for more time in meditation and prayer connection, right? Energetically, you're needing some time alone with yourself in your inner space. And through meditation, you're able to connect more deeply with your higher self and your guides. Energetically, this is vital for you. And then, secondly, this card calls you to focus on the power of your voice to facilitate the opening of your throat chakra. This vocal expression, whether through a chant or a prayer or even singing, is important for you right now. And I do like that because there is this special energy. Sorry, let me just move some stuff around. Some special, the vibration, everything is vibration. And when we bring that love and that action through our vocal cords, it brings in this beautiful vibration of love into the physical world. Also, if you raise your arms, make sure I don't break anything, off to the sides, that's this throat chakra too. It's all at this level. And so action, what you do with your hands too, whether it's clapping or if you're making something, actions of love outward are an important thing for you right now. So there's connection with this energy and this expression of it as well, allowing it to fill you up and overflowing out. Let's see if they have anything else specific about that, more specific. Well, yeah, so you've got the Prince of Wands. So this is new energy. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration, your energy. So this is expressing this with your magic wand. So whatever you're wanting to grow and expand, when you're focusing on that, that happens. So definitely they're wanting you to really connect here with the spiritual realm and put action behind this inner connection that you have. Because you also have the Temperance card, which is balancing of life, but you also have this going back and forth. The energy that is moving back and forth for you the tempering is, in every moment that you're moving energy back and forth, it's changing, it's evolving, it's altering things in your life. And they really want you to know that, you are more powerful than you can imagine. that our human can imagine, and that where you're putting your effort, where you're putting your focus is making a difference. You have the devil card here too, which comes after the temperance card, which does allow you to see also what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets may have been making you feel kind of caged and restricted. So I feel like there's been this challenging going on. I feel like this has been like your journey for a little while, just some significant beliefs like an earthquake that are really waking you up to, things within your heart. And this power is coming in, this energy is coming in for you too. So they're really nudging you to have this alone time to step away and really connect more, even if you schedule it on your calendar every day, just like 15 minutes. Nothing doesn't have to be like 2 hours of deep meditation and shave your head or whatever, but, it's like uh, connection and just connecting here and there throughout the day, just going, hey, really is this. It's like they want to be. Um, I mean, they're always around you, but they want to be a conscious part of your daily life throughout the day too, as much as you would like to. They're just like, we're all in. So we're here ready whenever you need us or want us or want to chat. So I like that for you, Christy. I feel like there's this pulling back a little bit, but not like a super hermit, but a stepping back and connecting to the higher realms is a big piece right now for you. I feel like, this wintry hibernation type of feel for it, for the spring that is coming, that's just going to be very transformative for you. So I like it. They're just inviting you, inviting you, inviting you. Actually, Christy, I was just doing your reading. So if you want to rewind, this was all about you. This was you. So thank you for your donation. So um, yeah, I just finished up. So if you want to step it back like 5 to 10 minutes, you'll hear your reading. So thank you again so much. Appreciate you. And thank you as always for your donation. Much love to you. All right. So back in order for the free readings and Hogwarts failure. Your name cracks me up. So are you going to stop feeling sad soon? I sure hope so. I'm sure. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you, Hogwarts. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, yeah, I do see here because you have the Eight of Cups here, which is leaving behind old emotions that aren't serving you any longer, and you are moving into this wish fulfillment type of energy. So this is saying that you are having this movement from these emotions, these sad emotions that have been serving you, but you're coming to the culmination. You're learning what you're wanting to learn through this because you do have the Justice card coming in here. So the scales will be balancing out, but the big thing here is you won't move on from these emotions until they've done what you have wanted them to do, because you wanted to experience sadness. We've all did when we came down here. It's one of the big rides we ride here because we don't get to experience sadness back home. So we come down here to see what does sadness might feel like. I know it sounds silly, but you know, it's really interesting when we, it's like this tapestry. Back home, we're bright beings of light that don't experience any of the fear emotions or any of them tied to it, like anger and sadness and betrayal and all those fearful fear-based emotions that we get to experience here. That's like the shadow here. We wouldn't know, if we didn't have this darkness, we wouldn't even see this design here. So once you've experienced what you've wanted to experience and learned what you wanted to learn through the sadness, then you move on. You move you flow through it. You've experienced it. The Justice card shows here that, with this giant Ace of Swords here, it allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm. So the more time you spend turning inward and upward and really focusing into this unconditional love from above, you're able to see and cut away the small t truths that are the root of the sadness. Because sadness is rooted in fear. And so the sadness comes when we're disappointed or let down because something that we were told was supposed to happen didn't. And when that happens, it's because there's this fear of losing conditional love. There was these opinions that were given to us, growing up, that like people are not supposed to cheat on you when they say that we're going to have this exclusive relationship. You're like, okay, that sounds great. And then you're like, why did you sleep around with everyone in town? Well, I had good intentions, but our little fear is like, I must not be worthy, to be faithful to, or whatever the attachment, whatever's the source of sadness at the root of it is a fear, is an opinion. And once we realize it and we've experienced it and we see how we relate it to our worth, we're like, you know what? When someone does something, the story we put to it or the emotions we choose to go through it are our choice. But we're given so much opinion when we're growing up that when this happens, this is what it's supposed to mean and this is how it's supposed to feel. So we take it on to us. We take it on as blaming ourselves, that it must be mean something's wrong with me, or at the core, it has to do with this journey of worth. So definitely, once you've reflected on going, what's the fear at the root of my sadness? That's where you have the aha, because it's under the subconscious. But when you consciously just take a look at it and go, I wonder what this is, then it becomes conscious, and then you flow through it and you get to move past it. And that's when you leave the Eight of Cups behind and move to the higher realm. You have the Knight of Wands here, which the Knight is fast, fast moving. So I feel like once you start to really question it and look at it, that you're just going to go psh, like this big light bulb goes off, and the movement changes, and you step into your power. Because this Knight of Wands, they quest after understanding their power, knowing that whatever they focus on is what grows and expands. But this movement definitely that happens here. So like anything, you take it and you run with it. And I feel like now that you have this idea of going, you know what? Yeah, what fear is at the root of this sadness? You just are all over it, and the transformation happens. So I like that for you. But that's what they have for you, Hogwarts. Hang in there. Much love to you, and sending you lots of blessings. All right. So hopefully, Christy, you heard me and you got your message there. You're probably listening to it right now. All right. So next up, hey Esmeralda, you'll be right here after Esther. Esther, hi, waving your hand. When will you receive abundance this year? All right. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit wants you to know about abundance this year. Wow. Zoom, zoom, zoom. All right. Well, I do like this for you. I feel like it's going to be June is going to be a big month for you, because you had the Two of Pentacles, which is balancing out. So things are going to start to balance out. So it's like where you might be feeling lack right now, because the Five of Pentacles is the lack card, feeling like I don't have enough in the outside world. Where's my sustenance? Maybe even abandonment, left behind out in the cold, just feeling like there's this emptiness. It's the lack of, pentacles is the coin in the outside world. So I feel like May, you really start to understand, and between now and then, this clarity that it's not humankind that brings us what we need in our sustenance in each moment. There's this wonderful transformation between now and then where you are like, okay, when we depend on humans to bring us what we need, you have every right to be scared. Is what I usually say, because when a human gets scared, when we feel unsafe or out of control, we pull back, and we pull back all our resources. And if you were depending on me, suddenly all that's gone, and you're like, uh-oh. But when you realize it's the transformation of the Five of Pentacles, is you're realizing that it's the creator, it's source, that brings us what we need in each moment. And their love for us is eternal and unconditional. So they never go into fear. They never pull back their resources. They will always make sure we have what we need in each moment. We start building this trust that not only do they want to bring us what we absolutely just bare necessity need, but they love us so much they always want to give us more. And so I feel like between now and May, you really are developing this trust, and you're starting to really see it with your eyes, to where in June, the Six of Wands is recognition. It's victory. It's like, boom. It's where it really, really, the abundance explodes for you. But it takes us time. We have a lot of subconscious and unconscious beliefs below the surface, where if our vibration doesn't feel we deserve abundance, it's not, it doesn't, like attracts like. So if I feel like, oh, I'm only feel I can have this much abundance, that's all that's going to come here. But if I feel like I deserve this much abundance, and this is my belief, we draw that in instead. There was a great book, Tapping into Wealth by Margaret Lynch, I think. Wonderful, wonderful book. It's about how you can do tapping to talk to your subconscious. But it's a wonderful book because she talks about how we get and talk to our subconscious and unconscious, and how we can remove these beliefs that are down there. So if that resonates with you, check it out. She even has online um, videos that come with the book that you get, like at the end of each chapter, you can actually do some work with her on her videos. But that's what they have for you, Esther. So between now and May, you are uh, pulling down those blocks that are there, and June is like bam. And that's always a range. I feel like they had, the Two of Pentacles between February and May is when you're working, but the more work you do, the faster it can always come. But for sure, June, if not earlier. So that is what they have, Esther. So many, many blessings to you, sending you lots of love. All right, Christy, good. I'm actually going to start growing out my hair, I think, for a little while. We'll see how I can stand it. I got naturally curly hair that I stole from my mom, because my brother, after he was my older brother, I just have one older brother. After he was born, my mom still had curly hair, um, probably a little less, not as curly, but after she had me, her hair went, and my hair's curly. She goes, "Give it back. You don't even want it." So that's funny. Very cool. Very cool. So glad you got your reading there. All right. So the next free reading up will be Esmeralda. I did get another donation. Let me just take a look here. All right. Thank you so much. And I don't see the question there. Taka. Hey, thank you so much. Taka fan. Thank you. I do have your donation. So if you haven't asked your question yet, go ahead and pop it down there. Let me just scroll up here and see if I have overlooked it. There you go. Thank you so much. So let's see here. R's thoughts towards you, or his next actions. All right. Right. Wow. There's a lot of I feel like there's about to be a significant, change between you guys because the first 2 cards that popped out when when we were looking at, what are their thoughts towards you? I mean, you got the 10 of Pentacles, which is abundant life, abundant full life, and 10 of Swords, which is their the combination of these is both wow and then also like ah because this by itself is like wow they are feeling like this full abundant life, but yet in the 10 of swords are thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, expectations. The 10 of swords is like usually there's someone laying on the ground with like 10 swords stuck in his back, which is like they're just tired of trying to live up to all the expectations that they have around this. And it doesn't mean that you have a lot of expectations that you've communicated around this at all. It's just that they've had them for their entire life. And so they have this, it's like this pressure that it's almost like I want to put bars over this window where where it feels like it's entrapping for him. Like they'll be like, because they also, I mean, you've got three tens. So tens is like also a lot of burden. Like they had so much that they put on themselves around this. So this is just, I feel like they are like exhausted from trying to live up all to this and all this energy that they've invested into this, into their life, into their thoughts, into their actions, that they're just kind of like, oh, all right, I'm ready to um, you know, take a step inward because it's like when they're just sick and tired of being sick and tired and trying to live up and please everyone, and they're looking into their thoughts and their beliefs and their mindsets, because swords are expectations and beliefs around things, but the seven of swords is telling us what's underneath the root here. What are the things that are making us feel like we're things are being stolen from us, like they have missed opportunities of love and missed opportunities for you know success and things in their life, and they're really understanding it's them so this is a good example, like this is them and they're feeling this entrapment of all their thoughts and beliefs, and they're just like you know they're looking at that. Yeah, you feel drawn to him. Yeah. Well, because he also, in addition to this, they're trying to figure stuff out. The Three of Pentacles also is about they want to be their unique selves. They are tired of trying to live up to what everyone else is, expectations and all that. Because the Three of Pentacles normally has two other people on the card, and one of the people is like someone that we're afraid, like growing up, we have praise and punishment as a child. We fear being punished, and then we fear losing praise, and so we alter who we are to try to fit in. And that's what he's been doing, and he's ready to step off. And he's like, no, I don't want to be this anymore. I don't want to try to live and be what everyone else wants me to be. So they're really in this stage, all this energy that they've been investing, I feel like they are withdrawn, like you said, and they are like just trying to be themselves. And in doing that, they have this Eight of Wands, is all this energy is returning back to them. So I kind of feel like they're in this self-discovery stage where they just felt overwhelmed, with all of the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must that maybe was put on them by family or society or wherever they're at. It just felt like they were just in a cage and they're like, I don't want to be, I want to be free. And that's where they're at right now. I just feel like they're in this self-discovery and getting the boldness to tell everyone to take a flying leap that's trying to make them be who they don't want to be, because I feel like they're almost like an animal who's cornered, So, you're drawn to them, but you're not sure how to get the connection to deepen without coming out too strong. Yeah, the biggest thing that you can do, because you can't help people with changing their minds. All you can do is help people change their hearts and just give love, love, love. And if it grows and it expands, then it does. And if it doesn't, you know, then that just shows you, right? Yeah, butterfly. I was reading something today, and it talked about how when we're wishing for something and want it so bad, we actually are putting energy out there of lack instead of just going, you know what? I would like that, universe, and I'm surrendering it all, and I'm just gonna, whether I get it or not, I'm okay. But this is what I would like, instead of like when we become so enamored with it, and we want it so bad, we actually are pushing it away by this energy. So just love, 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 and give it to the universe. And if you can, just ride the wave, right? Just, I'm just going to go with it, and whatever unfolds. I know that what unfolds is for my highest experience. And as always, while we're waiting, I love the butterflies, because while we're waiting, for other people and for things to happen, we turn inward and upward to grow our self-love, right? It's always the message. While we're in the waiting room, we work on our self-love and expand it, because like attracts like, and we don't want to attract lower vibrational, low self-love. We want to attract higher love to us. So that is what they have. Well, thanks so much, Farida. But that is what they have for you, Toka fans. So hang in there. Many blessings to you and lots of love. Enjoy the ride. All right. So we'll return back to the free readings. Esmeralda, you're up next. And thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up too. It's something that you can do that's totally free, but it helps spread the Zen love. So thank you guys so much for you that have done that. You can part of the Zen love tidal wave or tsunami, right? All right, Esmeralda, do you want to know Z's personality? Which one? Are they like a Gemini? I feel like they have some different personalities, not in like a psychological way, just different ways of looking at things. Well, maybe they are like a water sign, because you got the King of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups, and the Two of Cups. So their personality seems to be, I almost feel like Pisces, where the two fish, where they go to the dark side of the pond and then they swim to the light side of the pond. So when they're dark, they go deep dark. When they're bright, they're way, way bright. There's usually not a lukewarm. They're either one up, up, or down, down. And the King of Cups, it has this balance. I mean, they roll over water, but all the kings are given air. So they have a balance of heart and mind. I don't feel like they're, like I said, they're not, emotionally unstable or anything like that. They just are the standard kind of, they swim into the bright side of the pond and the lower side. They know when to leave behind, here is an example. They go down to the dark emotions, and then they swim up into the brightness, and then they swim back down to the darkness. So they go, amongst both of those. The Two of Cups shows that they do have this, especially mastering emotions, they do have this ability to have really deep connection, though. So it's not shallow, their type of interactions. Once you connect with them, and I feel like they're tentative, because I feel like they are very intuitive. They feel people's emotions. That's why I feel like they're just maybe a water sign or have a water moon. They just are so in tune with emotions that they kind of have this barrier that they've learned to put up, because they otherwise they feel like they feel everyone else's emotions. So once you get in there though, they have this ability to go deep emotionally. So that is what their personality is. So if you feel like this block, it's because you haven't gained access into the inter court. Because once you're in there, then you're like, oh my gosh, this is like a flood of emotion, right? But that's what they have for you right now, Esmeralda. So many blessings to you and much love to you. All right, you are very welcome. All right. And Toshi, you are up next and you'd like some career guidance. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know about your career. What else, please? Okay. All righty. Yeah. So you've got the Queen of Swords coming in, which rules over the mind and our thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets. But all the queens are also given water, which is balancing heart and mind. I feel like what Spirit is saying is that, as you're looking at what you want to do with your life, where you want to head, what do you want to call your career, they want you to consider allowing your heart to have a seat at the table because if you make it only by the mind, the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must, you're not going to be living. You're going to be existing, and we want to live. We want to have your heart sing and enjoy what you want to do, because the Knight of Wands also is about the quest to live your passion, and there's this beautiful change that happens in our life when we feel like we're living in fear and we have to meet this long list of things, or we're rejectable, not lovable, and we're afraid we're going to anger everyone if we don't do what we're supposed to do, instead of living from your heart. But I tell you, once you start living from your heart, yeah, it kind of makes some people angry because they don't their fear doesn't allow them to make a jump and to live the life they want to live. But majority of people are like so inspired and they're like, I want to do that too. And then when the more you do it, the more you inspire others to do that too. You do have the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind, which normally they're sleeping on the Ace of Swords, and it's you're cutting away, and the Queen of Swords does that too with the Ace of Swords that she has here. You cut away the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that tell you that you can't do that. It's like when you're a kid, a young child, and you're like, I want to be an artist and I'm going to make pottery and it's going to be beautiful. And your parents go, no, that's stupid. That's not going to make any money. You'll starve to death. You need to be more reasonable. Pop that balloon, pop your dream. But you have this passion and this desire of what you want to do. And they're saying, look at what makes your heart sing. Search into your high heart. Try to get out of your head and don't allow the fears to guide you. What do you want to do? Because whatever you do, when it's of your heart, one, the money doesn't mean as much because you're living your dream. You don't have to use all your money for your health, for being stressed out doing something you don't like. uh, but also because you love what you do, the energy floods out and you can be successful at it too. So I like that for you, Toshi. So that's the advice they have for you right now for your career. So I like it. All right. Many blessings to you. Yay. All right. Can't wait to see what you do. All right. So the next free reading up is Kayla B. You want to know, will P contact you soon? Let's take a look here. Yeah, because they showed me this one too. I don't think soon, because we've got the Hermit card, and the Hanged One. So this is patience and hanging upside down, turning inward, looking in. And the Six of Cups also tells you while you're hanging around waiting, there's some emotional transformation that you can do. And that's why there's this delay that's happening here, is to give you the opportunity to transform and move some of these. It's like transmuting emotions that feel like pain, and the lower vibrational emotions related to fear, transforming them. I love this little unicorn, unicorn with fairies. Yes, you're transforming some emotions in the meantime. And yeah, so with those other two cards, the Hermit card is you taking time, to yourself and doing that reflection. And the Hanged One is hanging upside down, saying things from a higher perspective, like the cocoon of a butterfly, and you're in there, changing and transforming. So I feel like right now they're saying that it's not going to be for a little while, but the more you work on that, the more you transform and transmute into the beautiful butterfly, then the faster the contact comes. But right now you're on pause or in slow mo for you to be able to release some stuff to free you. So that's what they have for you, Kayla B. So many blessings to you. I know, sending you lots of love. All right. So, hey, light worker, Buddha, brudda, I've been called worse. I answer to everything. You'll be up here in just a moment, light worker, after Rhonda and Eliza. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you. And can you get an update on your progress? How are you doing in life? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know about what's going on. What are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, you are definitely going through some transformations, and I like this because you have the Nine of Cups, which is this emotional wish fulfillment type of energy. You can see spirit here bringing you the higher love, and it's pouring out and filling you up, and it's filling up more and more and more cups in your life. I kind of feel like these three cups and these three cups are, they're still independent, but these, like, you have some significant cups of your life that are really feeling whole and complete and overflowing because of the love connection that you're making with spirit. It'll eventually, roll out like one of those champagne fountains they have at weddings. I've never seen one in person, just in movies, where it's all overflowing and it's going to continue to fill up other areas of your life too. Because you have the 10 of Wands, which is both burden but also harvest. And I feel like you're feeling the weight of so much that you've done and so much that you've processed and moved through and moved past and moved around. And but the 10 of Wands also is about, there's this great harvest because of the hard work that you've put in. So you're starting to really feel that. And I love this death and rebirth card in this deck because they have this beautiful phoenix, the rising, and this is how I feel that's what's going on right now. So spirit is saying you are in this beautiful rebirth and rebirth and rebirth, and I feel like I almost calling you like Madonna because it's like you've gone through, how every decade or every couple years she reinvented herself. I feel like you're being reborn and reborn and reborn, reborn. So strike a pose, Rhonda, Rhonda. You are making beautiful progress, and I imagine you're feeling this love just starting to fill you up and overflow into different areas of your life. So that would be a high five, and again, strike a pose. Your guides are hilarious. So that is what they have for you, Rhonda. Many blessings to you, sending you lots of love. Awesome. You're just 50? My birthday's this Sunday, and I will be 56, and it flies by, and it's just a number, right? Especially when we get reborn. All right. Many blessings to you. Good to see you. All right, Elisa, you want an energy check? I like that. Energy check that old situation of R to A. Thank you. You're funny. All right, let's see what's going on with them here. Yeah, they're still, oh my gosh. So they do have three major arcana, which means there's a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of subconscious and unknown things they're still working out, because there's still some disappointment, some heartache, some heartbreak that they're figuring, working their way through things, through the challenges on their way out. Because again, it's coming in here. This star card is about them really, what is it that they wish? What are their dreams? What do they want their dreams to be? Because they thought this is what they wanted, but obviously it's not, because it's explosive and on fire and burning down. And they've been becoming more amicable and conversating, but they're trying to figure out where they want to go with what's their true wish, right? And we have the justice card. So there is this, again, legal stuff that's unfolding, and things are balancing out. Slowly, they're getting to where they feel things are equal, to where they can make like settlements, where they can part ways and do things, um, you know, where they'll both be happy enough with separating things. And the moon card is coming in here, as well, which has to do with phases of the moon. So it's just continuing. I really feel, um, their message around, the phases and trusting the timing. And as we wait, as we, things take forever to happen, it always is happening on purpose for a purpose, right? It's for us that things are moving at a snail's pace when it's something we are wanting, because it means that we have an opportunity to raise our vibration, to work on our self love, to expand ourselves, because otherwise, we're vibrating at that lower vibrational energy, attracting things in that we don't want to attract. And when our higher self wants something more for us than what we've had in the past. So I feel like this slowness is happening, and they're like letting you know that it's time for you. So less looking out to them and more looking inward up here, because that is where the transformation will happen. And I don't know if we've talked about this at all in regards to them, but when whatever you look and see in those mirrors of them are the things that you can look into yourself. Like, I can't believe that they would treat them like that. How am I treating myself like that? Right. I can't believe that they are taking so long and will put up with so much. What am I taking so long about, and what am I putting up with so much? So you can have some great reflection time while you're waiting, just to move yourself up and free yourself from a lot of things as well. But that's what they have for you, Lisa. So I like it. enjoy enjoy the journey. Many, many blessings to you. Oh, thanks so much, Rhonda. All right. All right, light worker, you are the next free reading that's up. And do you know your new love interest? Oh, let's take a look here and see. Do you know them now? No, no, you do not. because you had the Queen of Pentacles, which is new birth, brand new birth. So that would be a no, and as far as that you know them right now. And any initials? Let's see here if they have any initials of any kind. No, they got the Three of Cups. This is your spiritual support team, your angels and your, um, guardian angel and your spirit guides and your loved ones on the other side. All of them are going, whatever. We're not going to tell you that stuff. They're like, let it be a celebration, let it be a journey, let it be an adventure. And this is your spiritual team going zip. Because they want you to allow things to unfold, enjoy the adventure. That's the whole reason, or a huge part of why we come down here veiled, because we've come down here before in past iterations, like in Atlantis and Lemuria and those, with awareness of so much about our life, like access to our akashic records and the journey. And it was pretty boring at times because we knew what was going to happen next, and we're like, okay, but then we're like, what if we come down here hardly knowing anything, and we were so excited about the not knowingness that even though it drives our human side crazy, we love it. Our higher self is like, oh, this is so good. It's like a mystery. Um, instead of reading the back of the book and know who's done it, and then reading to find out who, which can be fun. My mom does that. She's funny. But it's like the mystery of not reading the end of the book and reading through it and being surprised. It's like, wow. So it's like that. And it's the journey. Over there, we think of going somewhere and we're there, but the walking and the journey and to get somewhere is something that we can only do in the physical plane, so that I can enjoy the journey. So no initial, but you don't know them yet either. So the mystery continues. All right. But that's what they have for you, light worker. Many blessings to you, sending you lots of love. All right. So we'll continue down the list here, and we are to Mahipas Ruby. Sorry if I mispronounced that. You want to know the plans of Jong towards you. All right. Let's take a look here and see what they have to say here. The plans, the plans, the plans, the plans. Well, it looks like they have a change of plans coming up here, because the Princess of Cups is the Page of Cups. New emotion, new change that's coming here. And we have the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is about a change of direction, like with new information, new interactions, things happening. It's an alteration of a course, like you're headed this direction. But with new stuff, there's a switch of direction that comes up here. And the Three of Wands is a lot of times it's you that's making the change, though. Um, but we're asking about his plans for you. Let me just show you this too, because with the Queen of Cups, this is, she's very intuitive. She rolls over emotion, and she also, all the queens get a second portion of emotion or water. So she is super connected to her emotions and to her gut and her instinct. And I feel like they're saying with this that, with this change of direction, this change of plans, you have an inkling, you already have this knowingness of this going on here. Because the King of Pentacles comes in here, and the King of Pentacles feels like new opportunity, feels like someone else in your life. I feel like maybe this new love, this new spark, this new stuff that's coming in here. I feel like that Jong isn't the one. I just feel like that in your heart. You don't want to, you know, not that you don't want to admit it. I feel like you're just like, oh, I just don't want to give up on them. I really like them, but in your heart, you're like, you know what? There's just something off with that, and I feel like that's why you have this change of plans, this alteration, because you have someone that is so much more um, down to earth, so much grounded, full, overflowing, sure of who they are in relation to the outside world, just a very solid individual that comes in instead. So I feel like um, that you just know it. You just like, you know what? It would be nice if with them, but I feel like you're settling in that, and you don't have to fear because you do have someone else that comes your way. Uh, that it, like I said, is so much more solid, so much more just because they have the Ace of Pentacles, which means they've found their worth, a solid worth of themselves, and they don't look to the outside world to make them feel full and complete, that they don't wander. You know what I mean? They don't feel like they have to go and be with different people to feel whole about themselves. They have this solid within themselves. And then when they commit, they don't wander. And I kind of feel like John, for some reason, that they would wander. Um, but that's what they have. And I think you know all this. That's why that Queen of Cups just really stood out, that what's going on. So that's what they have for you, Mahibas. So many, many blessings to you. Hang in there. Sending you lots of love. All right. You are very welcome. So the next free reading is going to be 3R3 Anna, and we are at the top of the first hour. So I always do a public service message, especially if you're new to my channel. I usually am on for 2 hours, so I'll be on for about another hour. I do go down in order for the free readings, first come, first serve. And as you might have witnessed, if someone does make a donation, I honor that energy exchange. I step out of the free readings, I complete those, and then I step back in and then continue moving down the list in order. You just throw your question out in the chat. There's no special list. The chat is the list. If you want to put your business out there, you just ask for a general reading, and Spirit knows what you want. We'll pull cards and they will bring you a message. And that's how it works. So if you do want to make sure I complete your reading in this session, a donation of any kind, I do honor. You can do the super chat down below, which is a little dollar bill, which YouTube takes about a third of that. But if you want to make it by Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or Square, all those links are in the pinned comment or in the description box of the video as well. So that is the public service announcement. We now return to the regular scheduled program. So back to the free readings. So 3R3 Anna, you are up next. And you want to know, what should you expect this month? All right, let's take a look here. See what Spirit wants you to know. All right. Well, I like this for you. So you do have the Strength card coming in here. And the Strength card does show that, for this month and I feel like for the next couple, you really are. I mean, this is your human self here with the lion. Let me see if I can get that to, there it goes. The lion here. And this, infinity symbol here, this is your higher self. So your higher self and your human self, there's this bond, this balancing that's coming together, realizing that the outside world really, really is unstable, right? It doesn't fill us up. We get hangry, hungry, angry. That lion is told to eat out, relationships, situations, and things, and it's going to make them feel whole and full and complete, and it don't. And so it gets desperate, and eventually, our higher self, it's like this awakening where you are like you're turning inward and upward and finding this love and the strength and the courage that you didn't have before, when we were so desperately seeking the outside world for things. And because of that, you do have the Queen of Cups too. So the combination of both of these together kind of tells me that too. With the Queen of Cups, she's a lot like the High Priestess. She's double water, which allows her to dive deep to her emotions, connect to the spirit world. You can see the moon back here. So there is this connection to this higher love and this connection with your higher self. So, you know, very intuitive, very able to connect to the spirit world. And the more time you spend on that relationship, the stronger that bond in that relationship and that energy become. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is you feel like your outside life is just full and overflowing because you are turning inward and you're finding your wholeness and your completeness, where everything on the outside, where it felt like it fell short and it wasn't meeting up to the love you were searching for, right? So the abundance we look for in the outside world always falls. It never meets, what we're looking for, because we're looking for, that unconditional love from above. So we don't find it on the outside. But when we find it on the inside, all that stuff in the outside world becomes extra, above and beyond. So this feeling of overabundance, where it's just like, angels sing and the giant sun comes out from behind the dark clouds. It's like, oh, and I feel like it's just the more you spend on developing this beautiful connection with your higher self and your inner heart, just the more the world just changes on the outside. Because, of course, we don't see the world as it actually is. We see the world as we are on the inside. So when we transform, just like the world suddenly goes from black and white to technicolor and beautiful, beautiful, transformation. So I feel like that's what you're being nudged to by your higher self, because I feel like there's just a lot of things that you've been searching for in the outside world that just have disappointed you to the point of exhaustion in some things, and other things that will be coming forward here in the future months would do the same thing. And when we do what we always did, we get what we always got. And I feel like you're at a point, you're just like, I'm done with all that. I want something more. And so that's this pulling up of your higher self to the higher realms. So that is what they have for you. Three Anna. Many blessings to you. All right. Continue moving down the list here. Oh no, Misty Blue. You tried to donate, but your phone didn't go through. Well, that is not very nice of your phone. You can try one of the different ways. I know sometimes if you're trying to do it like the super chat, sometimes if you leave and you go back in, it refreshes it. Um, like if you leave the chat and come back into the chat, sometimes it does that. Or you can try one of the other options too there. So I know, when it comes to technology, things are so weird these days. So definitely, if you give it another try, we'll still be here for a while. So if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? All right. So Angel Bliss, hello, hello. Anyone advice for the future? Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. Wow. So you do have the 10 of Wands here, which is about, uh, um, I almost feel like this has to do with the harvest. Like you've been investing a lot. The Hanged One here, I feel like you've been hanging around for a while in contemplation around some blocks that you've been having in your life. And the 10 of Wands feels like you had invested a lot of energy, but you're seeing movement, you're seeing change come up, because the 8 of Swords, swords are our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets and expectations, all that wonderful mind stuff. But the 8 of Swords is basically, it shows us what of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets were keeping us feeling restricted and blinded and bound in the past. And I feel like you've been in this here for a while, investing a lot of energy, and that you've been having some great um, awareness come in around these blocks and these thoughts and these beliefs, whether it is about relationships or job and education and body and uh, possessions and money, whatever, all that stuff. I feel like it's really been around what you feel here is your wish fulfillment because the star card is like wishing upon a star, one of these wish fulfillment. And I feel like what you've been, that's what you've been really reviewing here is what do I really want, because I'm investing energy into it. They're reminding me of like when I went to college for a little while. Um, but I was, tried computer science, and this was way back in the day. Probably would have been good for me. I'd probably be a billionaire by now. But, when I tried different classes, accounting and finance and computers, and I was like paying for the classes myself. And I'm like, what do I want to do? I don't even know what I want to do. I'm just spending money doing classes. So I stopped because I was like, I'm investing all this energy and I don't even know if that's what I want. And so I took a break and took a step back. And I feel like that's what you're doing is like, what do I really want? What is my dream of relationship, of situations, whatever it may be? And you're really looking at all these thoughts and these beliefs that you've had in the past, and you're really releasing yourself from a lot of it. So the advice for the future is to continue to do that, continue to whittle away on understanding what it is that you're trying to accomplish that you were told you're supposed to, should, and all that, and find out from your heart with this upside downness that you've been doing of what you really want to do, and to set yourself free from all of that opinion of the outside world, because otherwise you just feel like you're existing, you're just checking things off, going, oh yay, the to-do list, instead of living and enjoying it. It's like going on a vacation where every moment is planned, but you're like, but I'm not doing what I love, I'm just doing the stuff that you're supposed to do when you go to this tourist town. So I feel like there's this freedom that's coming here, and that's the advice that spirit has for you, Angel Bliss. So I like it. Many blessings to you. All right. So the next free reading up will be Miss Sweet Like Honey, but thank you, Misty Blue. Yay, it went through. Your phone submitted. I like it. And let me see here. I think you did ask your question further up. Let me just find it here. All right. So why does your Aries go to a lot of effort to travel to see you, yet infrequent phone calls? Oh no. A long distance commercial trucker. Wow. Okay. So why does he so he comes to see you in person, but not good with phone calls. Okay. I get you. Let me say, I think you had something other here. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoy the calmness. Don't fall asleep. And he talked about getting engaged. Wow. All right. So I think I have all your questions there. So let's take a look here and see. Hey AJ's. Actually, this is the chat room is the where you put your question, and I could go in order for the free readings. First come, first serve down the list. And then if you make a donation, I do prioritize and honor that energy exchange. All right, Misty, let's take a look here and see what is going on with this Aries. What else? What else? So what about the communication piece? Okay. Let me just get all these in order here. So, well, the communication piece is like the big thing off the bat, right? So you have the Eight of Swords. Swords are, in addition to thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, is communication too. And I feel like he's figuring out how to communicate, um, outside of that. I feel like they're just really an in-person type of individual when they're, um, you know, I almost feel like the opposite would be like they talk to me on the phone, but they never want to come see me. It's like, which would you rather have, right? And it's like, "Oh, okay, I get it." So, but I feel like they're just trying to figure it out. They haven't been a real big over the phone communicator. They just it just feels weird to them, which is interesting, right? But we do have the 6 of Pentacles, which I like this. There's this awareness of, um overgiving, overgiving in a relationships. Because whenever we're asking about interactions with another individual and the 6 of Pentacles comes up, it's my codependency awareness card, just saying, just have awareness over both um their norm of overgiving and your norm of overgiving in a relationship. That goes back to early childhood where you had to give a lot when you were young to get attention. You had to do so much to get so little, that there's this underlying rate of exchange of love that's below the surface. And there's this um you know uh, what am I trying to say, reflection that you can do to look back when you're 7 years old and younger, is usually when our emotional um, side of us is growing and developing. That's where that rate of exchange gets done, and then it goes into our subconscious and it's saved down there. But bringing it up into our conscious allows us to go in and click the edit button and change that from where we have to give 100 to get one back, to go, let's get rid of those zeros and it's 1 to 1. And being aware that they might also have a tendency to overgive, which a good healthy, long-lasting relationship is one where we both are able to give to someone, but also receive from them too, equally, because that's what brings this beautiful bond. So just be aware of that. The 5 of Wands is coming in here. This is their Aries energy, um, where something that starts off feeling fearful does turn over, into love and that type of thing. Um, oh wow, yeah, right. Have him in person. I feel like even with this, not being afraid, just to ask him, is there a reason why you don't like to do that, and not make it like an expectation. Is like, you don't do that. I don't see you doing that. I just see you, saying, "Hey, I'm just curious," because we all have different ways of how we like things. Do you not like the? Because I don't want to bug you. If you prefer to be alone on the road, with you in the road. But does that bother you if I do that? And if they're like, "Oh no, I just get distracted," and then they will share what they will share, but you don't have to, of course, do the inquisition to them. But I like this. I mean, seriously, you got the 4 of Wands, which is the marriage card. So definitely there, this is a real desire of theirs, because you also have the wish fulfillment card and the Empress card, which, in addition to being new birth and new things, coming into your life, and that sensuality even, so definitely there's this wonderful um truth around this. I don't have any concerns here that they're like they've got 3 other wives in 3 other states, and that's why they don't communicate and they're only with you, if that's an underlying fear. I just feel like they're just not good at communicating, over phone and that type of thing. But maybe, I just feel like with that 5 of Wands, getting all choked up. Um, just communicating with them and just saying, "Is there does this bother you when I reach out to you while you're on the road?" And if they're like, "Oh, no, 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 no," and why? Why do you ask? Like, well, it just seems like um, you don't respond to that, and I don't want to bother you, but of course, you know how to do it to make it not be accusatory or make him feel bad. Just make it fun. Make it fun. However, if you do approach that. But that's what they have for you, Misty Blue. So I like it. I like them. So many blessings to you. All right. And I do have another donation coming through. And Angelica, thank you so much for your donation. And let me see here. Did you already ask your question here? I didn't think it came through on Venmo. Let me just see here if it's further up. Scrolling, I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling. I don't see it yet. Okay, thank you. Because my old man eyes were not picking it up. So if you want to ask your question, we will pull some cards and see what spirit has for you. And thank you guys also so much for all the thumbs up that you give the video. It does help spread the Zen love. It seems like a small thing, but the YouTube algorithm loves it, and it does want to share the videos of the channel with other people as well. So for all of you that have given the video a thumbs up, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. All right. All right. Thank you. So will your mental health ever get better? Of course, whenever there's any medical or any, type of questions, I always have to say here in the United States that tarot should not replace, seeking professional advice or services. And everyone is ultimately making their own decisions, et cetera, et cetera. So disclaimer done. Let's see what spirit has for you. I like it. And okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I do see here you have the Four of Wands, which is joy and celebration, and you do have the Tower coming in here. Yeah, I figured I just have to say it. How everything is here in the United States. uh, but yeah, so the Tower here is a beautiful. Okay, sorry. It it froze for us. So this is saying that, things are going to be removed out of your life on purpose for a purpose to really open up your path to have you move forward in this beautiful, beautiful direction. Everything unfolds, everything that's taken out of our life is on purpose for a purpose. Everything brought into our life, anyone brought into our life on purpose for a purpose. And there's this beautiful awareness that comes, this joy that does come in because you have the Ace of Cups too, which is this emotion where you begin to feel like a chalice, a holy grail, where this beautiful love and joy from above come down and fill you up and overflow out into the world, to where you do feel this beautiful change. And I don't feel like it's because you get new meds or anything like that. I feel like it's because of this connection that you make, because you have the Judgment card, which is your beautiful higher self calling you to this higher awareness, along with this Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, knights all have a quest. And this knight quest after this capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love. I mean, you have love all over the place here. This is the cup is full of unconditional love. But this is this new awareness. You're the more time you spend investing into your higher relationship with the higher realms, the more you get a taste of that unconditional love. And also with this Knight of Swords, when you obtain that Ace of Swords, not only do you see things differently from this higher perspective, you're able to cut away these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that are rooted in the fears of losing conditional love. And that's where so much of our mental, I know, the human body can have chemicals and that can really screw with us, right? When we all have so many different things in this world. But a big part of it that impacts all of us too is all of these small t truths, all these opinions we're given all our life on the supposed to and the should and the need to and the have to and the must. And we have all this long list of things that we attach to our worth. That's why so many of us in the entire world struggle with self esteem and feeling worth less. We're all in this journey of realizing how priceless we are. And as we move, to this, place, moving from one to another, in how we're seeing things, then it, unfolds. The sound is cutting out. Um, if you rewind and go back a little bit, does it fix itself? Because sometimes that happens. Make sure that it's not acting goofy. Okay. Hmm. I know for a moment it like froze, so maybe it's still catching up. I know. Oh, it's YouTube. YouTube. So hopefully it's everything I said, it still recorded it all. It just, if you go back, maybe it's all in order. Okay. You should be able to hear it back all on replay. Um, but if I'm coming through good now, I can summarize too here. Okay. So if it's going good here, okay, very good. So the big piece of it all though is that, the more energy, the 10 of wands here, the more energy that you put into, connecting to your higher realms, and that you pursue seeing things from this new perspective rooted in unconditional love, then it allows you to see the world in a completely different way, and it transforms things because we live in such a huge world of fear because we're given so much, all these rules around who we're supposed to be, and all of that. And when we focus in on that, I mean, we don't know any better because that's all we're given. But when we realize that this is just a human character I'm playing, but there's this actor behind this character, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love, the more it just opens up, and it just allows us to become that chalice, allow this love to fill us up, this unconditional love versus the conditional love. I do, if you check out my playlists on my main page, at the very beginning, there's a U times two video series that they had me do last year. And they're like anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20-minute videos. And I almost did one every week. There was like a month where we didn't, but so there's some out there, but it talks about getting to know the two of us that live that human experience. There's that higher self and our human self, and it just helps fill up that love, and it helps transform things too. So that's totally free if you want to check that out. That might help as well. But I do definitely see this joy coming, and the more that you invest your energy into connecting to the higher realms, being aware in each moment that wherever you invest your energy is what expands and grows. So when we focus on gratitude and focus on, what we do want in our lives, and unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, all of that grows and expands. And when we focus in on what we feel is missing in our life, or what we fear will come in or out of our life, or what's in our life that we don't want, we actually are so powerful, we grow and expand that. And it's not right or wrong, it's just they're different. One contracts, makes us feel small. We get to experience all those emotions related to fear. And then when we are like, oh, I'm tired of feeling that way, I want to choose love, then we kind of move into gratitude. Sometimes I know when I started a gratitude journal, it was very transformative for me. And I originally tried to do it. I was going to do it for 30 days, writing just something I was grateful for that day and trying not to repeat anything for 30 days. And I got reached to the end of the 30 days, and I loved the energy change that it made in my life so much that I continued to do it just as long as I was going to do it. I left it open ended, and I ended up doing it for almost 5 months, not repeating anything. And what it does is it allows us to see what we um, see what we're grateful for and how much that we have to be grateful for. But when I focused on the gratitude, it brought even more things to be grateful for. So that's something that helped if that resonates. I know sometimes people are like gratitude journal, but if it resonates, then do that. And it helped me, and it helped other people that I've mentioned too. So, but that's what they have. So again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. You hang in there. We send you lots of love and light and many, many blessings to you. You are very welcome. All right. And I believe we left off with Mrs. Sweet Like Honey. How does A feel about you in comparison to her? Uh-oh. Let's find out what Spirit has for you here. Actually, a bunch of cards fell out. Let's take a quick sip here. I'm going to shuffle these up here. All right. So, what does they feel about you? That's you in comparison to her. Okay. Let's take a look here. Wow. So this is what he feels about you, and this is what he feels about them. So, very good. I mean, you've got the lovers card here, so very much this compatibility and all of this. And with them, they have the three cups here that are spilt, which means they have this variety of emotions that they feel about them, which is, they do have this Two of Cups. So sometimes there's this romanticness here, but there's a lot of drama that comes with it too. And, some people like that. Some people are drawn with it. They like being a hero. Maybe sometimes, you know, it can feel too perfect, where I'm not needed. Here, they're, always a wreck. I have to rescue them. Dun, 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 dun. I get to be a hero. Here, maybe they don't feel like they need you. I mean, that you need them, right? It can be that way, but I feel more so that there's just this drama here. But that's what I feel like they how they see things based on those cards. So very, very interesting. It happens. I know when we're in our hero's journey trying to be needed, the need to be needed, we are drawn like crazy to people who need to be rescued, right? Because that's what superheroes do. They rescue people. And if there's someone that doesn't need to be rescued, it can turn people off because they need the drama. I need to rescue damsels in distress in order to feel good about myself. And if they don't have enough drama, well, I got to go find someone who is dramatic. So, very interesting. Glad you asked the question there, but that's what they have for you, honey. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So continue moving down the list. We have Shruti Kumari, like a general reading. And I do want to pull here from the Wild Mystic Oracle. So let's take a look here and see what they are wanting for you here. You got the Busy Bee with work. Love these cards. And let's see what the bee brings for you here. If my fingers will work. So this card does represent hard work, focus, and industry. And while the ant focuses on collaboration to achieve a goal, the bee card focuses on the goal itself. It represents effort towards a pleasant outcome or long overdue reward. This card tells us that the goal we seek is within our reach if we persist. The bee, like the hummingbird, is often associated with the sun. However, the bee's solar energy is focused on production, invention, and the job at hand. The ancient Egyptians are considered the first people to create artificial hives for producing honey, though wild honey harvesting is also an ancient practice. And the development of domesticated hive based farming is still being researched. Interesting. They also believe that the sun god Ra created bees from his tears as they hit the sand. Honey has often been likened to gold or imbued with the power of the sun due to its color and its seemingly miraculous production by these amazing insects. We may view the bee card as symbolizing the fruit of labor and a rich, successful outcome. This card indicates financial and business success. It is industry at its most rewarding and the sun shining down on your back as you toil. Sorry, I had to blow out my candle. It was going all freaky, turning the the glass all black. So there's this sun bursting forward here right at the same time. So if the sun, if you're a Leo, because it's rolled by the sun, then that's extra. And this element of this is air and fire. So there is this burning bright that is happening here for you. So it is the time to realize your dreams can come true and investing energy right now. Continue to move forward, keeping the goal in place. So continue moving forward, Shruti. I like it. Enjoy the fire. I was like, I saw this smoke coming up off to my side there. So sorry about that. All right. So many blessings to you. And up next is Favor B. Hello. So you want to know, how does Tundi feel towards you? Let's take a look here. And what else? All right. So they see you as someone that really stands up for themselves. I feel like you are really true to you. You don't really sway, and um, like has to do with like being your true, authentic self. So they see you as someone that's really independent, that doesn't take. I don't feel like you take any kind of caca poo poo from anyone, that you're just like, hey, this is who I am. If you don't like it, you know, and so you really are unique. You stand out. You don't try to fit in, to what everyone else is wanting you to do and be and all that. And they really like that about you, because they see you as very fiery too, which makes sense. You have the Ace of Wands. So if you're a fire sign, it's power, it's energy, it's excitement. You glow. And the Tower here, I almost feel like um with the Tower card here, it's like, not that you are, explosive, like, "Rah!" You will, no one messes with the volcano. They're like, if you want to get burnt by the lava, you go right ahead. So I don't feel like you have anger management issues or anything like that. I just feel like you stand your ground and people know. It's like an example, it's like a bull that not calling you a bull, but you know how like when there's a bull in a field, people go, that's the bull's field, and all the bull has to do is stand there. It doesn't have to go to tell everyone. It's just your presence. People just know, this is theirs. This is what the boundary is, and they like this about you because you're not a pushover. You don't come across as weak and needy. You really stand up for who you are, and you stand strong, but not in a not overboard. It's a wonderful thing, and that's how they see you and how they feel towards you there. That Ace of Wands also represents like passion, and so they definitely, it really makes them attracted to you in passionate ways. There's not emotion there yet. I feel like they aren't a very emotional, like love, love, love. They're more fiery themselves, and that's what attracts them to that. But that's what they have for you, Favor. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Enjoy that journey. All right. So moving on down the list, we got Mary PM. You are up. So you're currently talking to a love interest. Is there potential for this to become more in the future? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know. First all it says, I'm like, run, Mary, run. No, Nine of Swords. Swords are thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, attitudes, expectations. It's the nightmare and insomnia card, but it's about letting go of expectations. I mean, they do show here there is potential for the Princess of Cups, Page of Cups, higher love, new love, to evolve from that, but it takes doing this inner work, looking at your expectations that you have around relationships and love interests. It's letting go of the small t truths that constrict, the supposed to and the should and the need to, the have to, the must, because it's expectations that take the wind out of a relationship sail. Because, someone's given us something, we meet them and they're wonderful, and then we start dating them, more expectations, we become engaged and we get married, and suddenly they're like, why did they change? Like they didn't. Our expectations are what change and make them seem less and less wonderful. We can keep our expectations as low as we can with just allowing them, celebrating who each other are. That's the one of the big secrets of a relationship is try to just focus and remember why you like someone and celebrate them instead of looking at where they're not meeting up to our expectations. The more we let those expectations go, then it's, a wonderful thing to unflow. And they have the Two of Swords, which is saying in decisions that you make going forward, it's try not to make them with your mind, allow your heart, let go of the expectations and let your heart lead the way. Allow your higher heart to flow, and where decisions come instead of all those supposed to's and shoulds and need to's. So definitely that's what they have, Mary. I like that for you because there is that potential. It just it'll fare more well for it with the less and less expectations that you try to put them because they don't want to be caged. And so you just celebrate them and then you have fun and it grows. I like it. All right. Many, many blessings. All right. It should be up in the pinned comment at the very top. if you look at that, or in the description box of the video, it's right there as well. AJ's a jazz. So if you want to check that out, if not, we'll make sure you get taken care of here as well. All right. So the next free reading is Farita Ali. Hopefully I said that correctly. If not, my apologies. You want to know, was the Capricorn honest about everything he said to you today? Also, he apologized for, something he said 2 days ago. Was he genuinely sorry in a phone call? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. Let me just reshuffle these. All right, there we go. So let's take a look today. So was he honest about everything that they said today? We'll start with that. Okay, and then when he apologized for something he said 2 days ago, was he generally sorry that he for what he said? Okay. So was he 100% honest about everything that he said today? Well, we've got the hanged one, and we have the Prince of Swords, which is about communication, and the King of Wands, which is all about where they invest their energy. You know what? All these three together, and I'm really not sure exactly why. It's like all this energy together is it all depends on your point of view. And what I'm saying is, because what they're tapping this memory in my head, and it's a friend of mine who was dating this guy, and it was like, it wasn't that they would lie to them, they just would not include all the information. And she learned that if she listened, she would see how they were specifically stating something. And then they're like, "Oh, I see." You know, like, um, "No, I didn't talk to them on Tuesday." They're like, "Well, did you talk to him at another time?" Uh-oh, busted, because they were, like, specifically saying Tuesday. So I feel like they were honest enough, but I feel like, it's a human. There's gonna be some little things that aren't totally all there, right? And that's what I feel like with that coming in there. Um, were they generally sorry? I see how the 5 of Wands, this is like heated energy that then turns into friendliness. So this would be like misunderstanding, um, just conflicting energy that it started off with. Um, the 8 of Cups is about leaving behind old emotions that don't serve and move forward. And with the Chariot card here, this is about movement too. Again, I feel like if you ask them, "Are you sorry?" "Yeah, I'm sorry I said what I said." "Well, why are they sorry?" They just want to leave the old emotions behind and move on. They're like, "Yeah, I'm sorry I said it because it ended up blowing up, but would you do it again?" So I feel like it's very, very specific. I almost feel like a little trickster, not trickster energy, just 90% honest. Is that good enough? That's up to you. But I feel like you're always going to have to be paying attention to what they're saying and how they're saying it, because you're like, so are you sorry that you got caught? Or are you sorry that you said what you said? Are you sorry that it caused a rift? Or are you sorry that you said it and that it hurt my feelings or whatever? Right? So that's what's coming through for Rita. I know. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just red flags for me. But you get to enjoy your journey, and that's what's wonderful about this life. So that's what they have for you. So, mm, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just, Capricorn energy. I'm seeing the devil card because that's what it is, but that's what they have. So there you go. That's what they have for you. So many blessings. Hang in there. I know now you're just pay attention to what they say and how they say it. But that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. I did get a couple donations come through, and you're very welcome. All right. So, Jazz, I did get yours first. So you'll be up first, and then Latoya, you'll be after that. So thank you guys so much. Glad you were able to locate that. And let's take a look here. So, Jazz, let me see here. I think you asked your question earlier. Sorry, I'm really close to my microphone if that was loud. Let me just scroll down a little bit here. Okay, so why does the Sagittarius keep dodging you every time it's time to meet up? Okay. And thanks for all your assistance with the trouble that Angelica was having there. I appreciate you being my IT support. All right. Let me just make sure there wasn't anything else. Okay. So thank you. Let's take a look here and see what's going on with that Sag. All right. Let's see what this is about. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, it's interesting here. So we've got this got the 4 of Wands and the Knight of Swords. The 4 of Wands is about relationship, marriage, and things like that, and I feel like the Knight of Swords, they're trying to understand what they want in relationships. I kind of feel like they're trying to figure things out. Wands is fire energy, which of course Sagittarius is that, but this is joy, fun stuff too. And then they're like, what all these expectations, or they get caught up in their mind for some reason there. But I also feel like their life is a mess because you've got the Tower card with these big things being moved out and moved into their life, and this death and this rebirth. When I saw these two together, that's what I heard is, what a hot mess. They just have so much stuff. I almost don't feel like they avoid meeting um, so much as that they have so much drama that just hits them that they either all this stuff hits all at once and they are like absent-minded, and or they're so distracted and it feels like they're in this tornado and they're doing these backflips and they're trying to write a paper. It's like they're just going and going and going and going in all these circles, all this stuff, and in amongst all of that I feel like their life is just an upheaval. The Queen of Pentacles is a new birth, new things coming into their life. They got the Nine of Pentacles, which is they're trying to find their fullness and their wholeness in the outside world while trying to be their authentic self too. So that's why I feel like they've got all this stuff that's happening, all the stuff that's going on. And they're trying to do it in their own unique, special way without trying to, um, you know, f- be forced to fit in. But at the same time, I just feel like their life is a mess. I think it keeps on coming back to this. Like it's just, this big blow up. their life. It's just like they built their house on a volcanic island and they're enjoying that journey. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, in a way, too, that this tower card is for you too. That they're saying trust that people are brought into your life on purpose for a reason, but also removed out of your life and kept out of your life on purpose for a purpose. So I like them mentioning that, and reinforcing that for you, because it's like, okay, yeah. Sometimes if it's so difficult, they're reminding me of a friend of mine who they were trying to get someone to come move their shed from one place to another, and they would call and they would call and they were this and then this was happening, that happening, and they were like, they were just telling me, I'm really frustrated around this company. I go, sometimes the universe really tells us they're keeping us from something. I go, maybe try a different company. They happened to bump into someone down the street where they got their oil changed, and they were like, "Oh, we've got a dolly. We'll just come in and move it for you." And so they ended up being better for him because they didn't charge him or anything, because they he got his car serviced and stuff there. So I kind of feel like they're saying, just trust it, just trust it. But something else you can do too, sometimes when we have these wonderful beautiful mirrors, we can ask ourselves, why do I keep avoiding myself? Because these mirrors will come in that will show us stuff for us, right? It's like, why are they avoiding me? Why am I avoiding myself? Where in my life may I be avoiding myself? So there can be a message there too, some beautiful reflection. So that's what they have for you, AJ's. Thank you again so much for your donation and for your help. Much appreciated. All right. And Latoya, you are up next. So, Latoya, and if you have not asked your question yet, I'm going to scroll up to look, but if you haven't, go ahead and pop it down there and I will pull cards. Let me just see here. I'm not seeing it yet. I know, right? Sorry. Whoa. I know. Spirit can go deep out of nowhere, right? Whoa. Psh. All right. I don't see your question anywhere, Latoya. So if you want to pop it down there, I will make sure to take care of that. And don't think I see you say okay, but I don't see anything before that. And for everyone else, I am reaching the end of my 2-hour session. Jan, which asked for a general reading, that will be my last free reading for this session. And so I do want to give everyone some options here. First of all, thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. It does help spread the Zen love. So I definitely appreciate all of you that did that. It's free. It seems like a small thing, but the YouTube algorithm loves it and wants to share the videos. If you do want me to make sure I complete your donation in this session, then all you have to do is make a donation of any kind, and I will make sure to complete it during this session. And to make a donation, you can do Super Chat or any of the Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Square. All those are listed in the pinned comment or the description box of the video down below. And of course, if you're not able to make a donation, I totally understand. We're not always able to do that. And I do have a ton of free content that I do put out. So if you need an answer this evening and you're unable to make a donation, if you click on my bruddaZEN Mystic Tarot, that'll take you over to my main page, which has all my playlists. I have pick a card readings with love and finance and all sorts of stuff, weekly energy updates by zodiac sign, monthly readings by zodiac sign, and a few other types. So if you want to check that out, follow your heart, and spirit will guide you to the videos that have answers for you. Also, I do put out a drawing every 2 weeks. The next one is coming up this Sunday. Here is a link to the video. If you have not checked that out and be interested in possibly winning a 30-minute person recorded reading, excuse me, or a 45-minute person recorded reading, if I get enough comments, and also if I get enough comments, I'll also add in a 1 hour person recorded reading. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check that out. I'm also here every night, Wednesday through Sunday, 7 p.m., and then also on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain. And I also offer personal readings at a reasonable rate, at least I think so. And all that information is down in the description box of this video with the pricing and how you can book a reading. So a lot of opportunities for all of that. So oh, so that was the message that they really wanted, right? Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Right. Latoya, if you are still here, if you want to pop your question down in there, we will take care of that. And while we're waiting, just to make the most of time, I will complete Jan. This will be the last free reading for this session. And if anyone else wanted me to complete your reading in this session, now is the time to make the donation for that before I close out. So, Jan, general reading. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know. I really like this coming in here for you because I feel like you're going through a period of time of transformation where you're really stepping into your power, because the Five of Pentacles is this energy of feeling abandoned, being left out in the cold, being left behind, this energy of lack in our life. And I feel like you've been battling this and having this kind of cycle through your life. But I feel like with this Queen of Wands, that you really of late have been really realizing, you know what? I hold the power in my life. And you have this connection to spirit too, which you've been really developing. And the Queen of Wands realizes that when whatever she focuses her energy on is what grows and expands in her life. So when we focus on lack or what we're missing in our life, that grows and expands. When we're focusing on what we're fearing will come in or leave our life, or what's in our life that we don't want, that grows and expands. But when we focus on what we're grateful for, what we do want in our life, then that energy expands instead. And I really feel like this is you stepping into that power, and that's overtaking, that's diminishing as this steps in. And I feel like you've been starting to feel this change of energy in your life where you really feel like you're like being moved to be up on a hill where you're kind of shining bright, and some people don't like it. You know, other people are like, why are you being able to be happy and this is happening in your life? You know, come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. So you don't have to defend. Just know that the people that are doing that, trying to pop your bubble and drag you back down, are doing it because they feel low about themselves. And that's not your fault. You don't have to defend your brightness and the wonderful things you're heading into. Just, you know, if out of compassion you want to help lift them up sincerely, you can do that, but it's not required. It's just you know, a message that you don't have to defend your brightness. The sun here doesn't ask permission of everyone else to shine. It just does. And if people can't handle it, they can get in the shade or put on some sunscreen. That's not your problem. So I like that for you, Jen. So some beautiful transformative energy coming that's bringing you into this higher place, and I like it. So that is what they have for you, Jan. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So I don't, Latoya, if you are here, I don't see a specific question, but of course, I don't need to know what your question is. Spirit does. So I'm going to pull cards. And so you'll be the final reading, unless anyone else makes a donation while I'm completing this for you. And I do want to pull a divine guidance card for you. And let's see what they have here for you. And you have card number 43. I call these the spiritual ink blot test. Whatever you see in the card is a special meaning for you. Let me just try to get it as clear as I can there. It should, there it goes. And then we'll see what message comes with it. And then I'll pull some tarot for you too. Wow, that's called Earth Angel. Says you truly are an Earth Angel. It is time to recognize and honor the beautiful spirit that you are. Once we're incarnated, we forget who and what we truly are. But now is your time to remember. Claim your wings, knowing you really do make a difference in the lives that you touch. Wow. You have many loving angelic beings with you to support you on your divine path. Feel safe in allowing yourself to follow the path that you are guided to walk. Whatever that path may be, you are ready to spread your wings and fly. Wow. Yes, time for you to share that beautiful, amazing power and gifts that you have. Let's see what else they have here for you, Latoya. Yeah. Okay. What else? Yeah. So you have here, you have the King of Wands, which the King of Wands steps into their power and they really are able to get things done. It's like a entrepreneur type of energy. They're able to really super focus and guide their energy and get things done. It also represents our spiritual energy and the highest energy that you can achieve, which would be your higher self. So I feel like there's this maybe the spiritual business that you've been wanting to head off into. And it's definitely supported by the universe, by your higher self and your posse. It just takes some balancing of things. The Ace of Swords here has you look at your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, around the supposed to be and the shoulds and those types of things that are, given by the human world that are rooted in fears of losing conditional love. And it's allowing it to, I kind of feel like it's saying, instead of, um, you know, focus on the what and leave the how and the outcome to spirit. Allow them that leeway to show things. Release the very thin path that we form in our lives of how things have to happen and unfold. And it's really just leave it wide open and allow spirit to do that. Because you do have this, here's like your higher self, with this power of choice coming in here, really realizing that no matter what unfolds, how things unfold, you get to determine what it means and how you feel about it. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that there is this change that's coming up, and maybe there's this partnership that you're considering going in with it. And just know that things are about to turn for you with this Wheel of Fortune, where it feels like it's for you and it's unfolding. So just trust that things will open up and you'll be shown the next steps. you may not need a partner in crime for that. And again, we have this wonderful freedom that's coming in here regarding this for you too. You have the Eight of Cups, which is leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve you. They served you for a time, but this is moving into wish fulfillment. It's moving up into this higher realm here. And with the Queen of Swords, she rolls over thought and belief and mindset, but also is balanced with emotion and water. So there's this balancing that's coming in between your heart and your mind. And again, leaving behind a lot of the human side of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and those emotions related to fear, realizing that every moment with that lover's card, every moment is either an emotional choice of the fears of losing conditional love and failure and betrayal, all those delicious emotions tied to that, or those of unconditional love connected to the higher realm. So I love that there's this freedom that's coming in here, with that other card showing um your power, really allowing your gifts to not be defined strictly. It's like, if you have this gift of doing energy work, it's okay to investigate reiki and qigong and tai chi and things, but not to limit yourself to the rules of how it has to be. It's like you finding your own way of moving forward in that. So I like it. That's what they have for you. So many, many blessings. Hopefully you got that, Latoya. But thank you again for your donation. And hey, AJ's, thank you for your second donation. And you want to know what is Rayleigh's true feelings towards you. Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. Just refresh these. See what their true feelings are towards you. All right. Well, they are a mixed bag, aren't they? Well, one, they do have joy, celebration. They're excited about hanging around you, and it does bring them joy. So, they definitely have joy, which is great. But yeah, the reason I said the other is like they're a bit of a, I don't want to say a control freak, but you've got the emperor who really likes to have control over things, and the Four of Swords, the peace of mind though, which is good. I like the stability, you know. Okay. Yeah. So there's emotional, I mean, a mental stability. So I like the combination though, even though they're a control freak, they um they understand expectations and that uh where to draw the line in going overboard with controlling, if you know what I mean. So the Four of Swords is like stability. It's like, all right, I know. I don't want to go too far, but yeah, and they have passion here. So there is this fire, and this passion that they have as well. So, you know, um, I feel like, are they? I mean, because this is Aries energy, um, the Emperor. I don't know if they have I almost feel like, especially with that Three of Cups, is there a lot of fire in their chart, maybe? But I just feel like they are a very passionate, individual, and it shows through in their feelings for you. So they really do have that. The Five of Pentacles here, there is this. This is the lack card, the abandonment, the feeling left out in the cold, left behind type of energy that comes in here. And I feel like this is below the surface. There's like this subconscious, um, just not that it would be specifically aimed at you. It's from their past. They have these abandonment issues. from the past, and that's where all this controlling comes in. That's why they need this, because they have this, thing in the past. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So maybe there's some, I don't know, do you know the rest of her chart? If she's got some fire in there? I just feel so fiery, from them. But yeah, they have these abandonment things, and that's why there's those insecurities, and I don't even feel like they know that they're, necessarily there. You don't, not yet. I don't have all her information yet. Get her driver's license. I guess you need to know her, where she was born. Were you born? And then steal her driver's license. But don't steal a driver's license. That was a joke. But I feel like there's this. They're aware of some stuff, but a lot of it's subconscious, about the abandonment, that's in there. She knows the deal. Very cool. Yeah, but I like this. I mean, the 3 of Cups is a lot of joy, a lot of emotion, that they have, there for you. They really feel like you have, like, your worth. You stand, um, pretty solid in your own self. You don't need a lot of validation from the outside world. You like it, like we all do, but you don't need it. I feel like you have really done, that's the way she perceives you anyway, very much, that way. And 10 of Wands. I was gonna say, uh, high maintenance, but you're worth it. But I don't. That's not, how she perceives you. She just really a lot of energy with the 10 of Wands. So I feel like you have a lot of energy that you exude too. Um, so a lot of energy that goes on in between that, and I feel like she picks up, like on that subconscious level, just the amount of spiritual energy that flows through you, because I feel like you do your spiritual, uh, attunements in this work, uh, but you have this free flowiness. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel that way too. Yeah. Yeah. So she picks up on that woo woo. But yeah, but I like it. I like it. So anything else? Yeah. So that the Hanged One, just let it unfold. Just let this patience. It's like a cocoon. It's like a caterpillar turning into a beautiful butterfly, which you're all about. Go with the flow. So that's what they have there. So again, thank you so much for your second donation there, AJ. AJ. I keep on going to call you AJ. But love it, love it, love it. Love your energy. Glad you came across the channel and you're here in my soul family. I love your energy. All right. Well, I don't have any other donations, so we're gonna have that be the last one for this session. I will be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So again, thank you guys so much for all your love, all your thirst for hearing from spirit, and all your wonderful questions. Sorry that I wasn't able to get through to everyone, you know, here for all the free readings. But please, if you need it right away, check out my playlist, and I shall return. But until then, please remember that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So have an amazing night or amazing day wherever you're out in the world, and we'll see you guys soon. Until then, much love to you. You take care. Have a good night.